Man, is it ever a cooker out today. She is hot and humid. Just moved the chicken house up a little bit. If you're new here, we just got an old camp trailer we picked up for, oh, I don't even remember. It was dirt cheap anyway, and that's where we put our laying hens in. And we move them around the grass to keep them fed. We do feed them on top of that, but they do get a lot of grass. And so they eat the chicken feed and obviously leave lots of manure behind, which helps fertilize things. So they've moved around quite a bit here and they're on their way back up right now. Look at the garden here. More weeds than garden maybe, but there's lots of produce in there. Some of it got a little bit behind because of Anissa being pregnant and just everything going on. It's been a very, very busy spring. Got a whole line of sunflowers going in there. Pretty well all the way along the garden, I guess. Goes all the way along this side yet. And then there's a whole patch full of red beets here. We've got a couple of rows of sweet corn. Tomatoes are doing really, really well up there. I'll climb over there a minute. We started growing things in plastic a number of years ago. Picked that up of various different YouTube channels, other people that are doing it, and absolutely love it. Here's onions. They've done really well this year. I don't know if you can really see the rows here, but there's rows of onions here that are doing very, very well. Potatoes this year we did in straw. I believe we have a video of that. Maybe it will get posted, maybe not. But yeah, they're growing underneath straw. We had mixed results with that. I think personally the straw was put on a little too thick. Now at the same time we did have a bunch grow, and then we had an early frost kill that off, and then we had other ones grow. So there are potatoes growing in there. The idea is you don't touch them, you don't hill them, you don't do anything with them. Potatoes grow underneath that straw, and come fall when we want to harvest them, we wait for the tops to die off, and then we just remove the straw and the potatoes will be laying there. Here, these are our rows and rows of beets. Lots of red beets. It looks like the weeds are getting the better of us here now, but the beets have gotten a really good start. We've actually eaten out of this already a few times. Very, very delicious. These are the tomatoes. They're doing phenomenal. And we grew these in plastic, so there's a hole cut in the plastic with a tomato plant in each hole. Here you have a hole right here where one tomato did not make it. Again, we lost a lot of these in the frost too, so these are like really, really, really well. Very, very good growth on them. Happy with that. And tomatoes are in there, not red yet. I mean, there's a whole bunch of tomatoes down there. Am I getting the shot? Yeah, right down there you can see some. So they're doing really well. Farther over, we've got, these are more tomatoes, different varieties. Some friends actually gave us some more tomatoes, and so they went in here. They're doing really good. We've got some Swiss char. I'm not going to pretend to know everything that's in this garden. I'm not much of a gardener, but there's Swiss char in here, and lettuce, a few other things. These pots are old ice cream pails. We've got them from the variety store. They sell ice cream in here. They scoop it out all summer long, and then they have all these excess pails. So we picked them up for, oh, I forget if it was 10 cents or 25 cents a pail, something like that. And actually he says if I would have known it was you getting them, then he would have just given them to me for free. So we're gonna probably get some more of those. We had them out here. We put them over top of the pepper plants. Peppers in there to protect them from the frost when they were smaller. So that worked really well. You can see a nice line of peppers right there. Here, I think she's got cucumbers coming. They're a little lagging behind. They got in late. But they are coming. I think some were planted from seed. Right here, I guess you can see a few of those. But they didn't do that well. They're coming. And you can still see lots coming here in these holes. Here we got more tomatoes. And again, all the pots that they're just sitting out here now. There's nothing under those pots now, but put them over for frost. We put some strips of strawberries in on the far end here. That's actually more of a fabric cloth there, whereas this is actually plastic. And so there's strawberries growing in there. We got lots of peas in this garden. We're about halfway down the garden right now, so it is fairly large. But anyway, the peas are doing really well. Again, there's some weed pressure, but for the most part the peas are past that point now, and I'm not too worried about them. I'll make my way through. On these, we got beans here now. Oh wait, maybe those were beans. Those are beans. My bad, those are not the peas. The peas are still coming up. Those are the pole, or the climbing ones. That's right. Climbing beans. Here we got bush beans growing. I think this is a patch of nothing. Here we've got more beans started. Just planted them later, so we have them kind of coming throughout the year. There's a beautiful patch of weeds, maybe edible. Here we started, got inspired by customers of ours we did some work for, and his garden's awesome. He's got all sorts of sticks and he's weaving fences together. It just looks really cool. Something you'd see in like a pioneer village or something. So anyway, we started with that kind of an idea to keep these peas upright, but then gave up. Got some rebar now. I'm going to stick that in the ground instead. You can see there's peas coming here. We're going to have to pick them soon. So this is all our peas, rows. Make my way through those. And we've got cabbage. I believe this is red cabbage. Again, I could be wrong, and you may correct me. If you like, that would be fine. Somewhere there's broccoli. This looks like it might be broccoli right here. In there. This looks like cabbage again to me. We've got more corn growing up on the far end here. Sweet corn. There's a patch of nothing here, and there's also some new plants started again. I don't know, it must be a cabbage of some kind here too, maybe. I don't know. Something's coming in there. There's a big piece of empty canvas ready for some late seeding. And then on this far end here we've got squash. There's a whole whack of squash plants doing well here. You can see the flowering. There's no squashes started yet that I know of, but they're coming probably soon too. You can hear the fence ticking here. It looks like it's falling over. So we do have a shock wire fence up. Oh look, there's one squash on the outside of the fence. He's doing really well by the looks of it. We have the shock wire up both for predators, small kind and big. The cattle get out once in a while. And so we have this fence around. I don't know if you can see clean to the other end of the garden or not. There's that piece of plastic, and then there's the straw chunk behind that yet. Whoops, that way. Behind that yet where the taters are in. So it goes down a long way. We're hoping to put posts in on both ends of the garden. And then we'll keep the far end open, and we'll keep this end open. Like we'll be able to close it, but then open it again. So we can drive right through with manure spreading or tilling this garden in the fall. Also, we want the fence on there so we can put pigs and chickens in here in the fall, and they'll help till this all up. Eat whatever's left, eat the bugs and slugs, and then we'll put the plastic back on for the next year. So there's the corn on this end. I think I'm still filming. My battery's dying, so I guess we'll cut her off there. So, yeah, everything's doing pretty good. We just have rows of bushes up here too. There's elderberries and what's the other one? Haskcaps. And then we have picked some fruit trees up here too. We haven't planted them yet. We have some peach and some pear and some apple trees to plant here shortly as well. So, little garden update for you. They're over at a customer's place here. Ben's mowing hay. I just brought him some fuel. And anyway, he's got some bison here, which is pretty cool. Not every day you get that close to a bunch of bison. This bull is absolutely massive. I'm glad there's a fence between us, and I'm hoping it's strong enough to hold. You gotta check out this little calf here. See that? Just a wee little thing with his tongue out. It's pretty cool. See if I can get you better angle. He keeps hiding behind his mummy. Oh, this post is in the way too, I guess. You can kind of see his legs underneath there. That's the big guy. Look at the size of that thing. He's a beast. Absolutely huge. They're kind of funny creatures, right? They got like no bum to them, and it's all head and neck. Huge, huge, huge. Cool to have a better look at that little feller. He's hiding in there. There we go. Through the front. Yeah, I'll turn the camera around. Hang on. There. He's nursing from his mummy. I have no idea how old he is, but I think last time I was here he said he still had 2 more to calve, so maybe this one's just calved. I have no idea. That's not a good sign. Look, he's got an older calf trying to drink off of this cow. Well, now it's just drinking pee, but there's a little calf down underneath there. Now we can make that out. There's a little guy drinking there. And then this big guy there, he's got his nose in the air now. Filled his nostrils full of urine. He was trying to drink too. Hey, big guy. No idea what noises they make. I was hoping he'd turn his head. Hey. Pretty quiet creatures, really. I get a better shot of that calf. Isn't that cute? Well, that's very neat. There, it's probably simpler for you. Just cut a hole in his roof. There's Billy. Hi, Billy. He's working on that side. We're putting steel in this little tiny roof. And I just cut this big hole in it for a skylight. It's pretty cool in there. Very, very small little room. Look at that. Look at that lake. Oh yeah, there is too. Just awesome. All the way out there. That's what we're doing. Hey, you should feel bad for me. I am living a rough life. I have to work here. Isn't that terrible? Yeah, we're working on a little roof, a little tiny cottage roof, putting a skylight in and roof steel. Look like that one there. Can't tell if you can see it. Yep. Same color as that one. Little job for today, but man, is that ever nice. Just constantly here in the water, lapping on the shoreline. That's Lake Huron, so I guess if you go across there, you go to Michigan. Be a bit of a swim though. Working on this beautiful cottage in the hot, hot sun. Just put this copper roof on. It's not actual copper, but copper colored. But look at that, eh? You can just hear the waves hitting the rocks all day long. Beautiful. Right now we're building some wooden eaves trough. The old cabin here has wooden eaves trough, so she wanted us to build some to match for this one. So it's kind of a neat little project. And then now building the downspout down there. You can see the hole. That's what we're working on there right now. And then inside on the other side there we put a skylight in. Finished doing that. Show you that in a minute as well. But just having a little fun with these brackets. We built some wooden brackets to hold the eaves trough up. And they're being a bit frustrating at the moment, but we're getting there. Looks kind of neat. Alright, there's the eaves trough on the front. We reused some of the wooden blocks, the old blocks that were holding it up. Worked much better on this side. And then we threw this skylight in the roof here. It doesn't look like much there, but it's about 4 feet by 4 feet. It's a heavy skylight. Beautiful little cabin. You can see the old brackets here. I'll show you inside here. Don't think she'll mind. So it's all finished with this old barn board. And so we had to match that. I found some old barn board at home from a salvage job. And put that all around there. So she is finished. It's very nice to be lay here and check out the sun. Very small little cabin, a little tiny loft up here. And one little bed. And that's it. I guess she rents these out, but the view is just amazing. I mean, right there is the lake. Can't see it too well. It's really foggy today. It wasn't earlier, but it is now. But yeah, absolutely stunning. Anyway, that about wraps this job up. A couple of little projects and a little bit of cleanup, and we are out of here.